Wait, do the classes I take in high school actually impact college admissions? Yes, they do. And in this video, I'm gonna give you all the tips and tricks on how to choose the right classes so you can maximize your chance of acceptance at your dream school. Hello! My name is Dylan Nellis. I'm a college admissions coach at collegeessayadvice.com, and I am an undergraduate studying at Stanford University. I am dedicated to helping you throughout your entire college application process, so make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any tips and tricks. I also have lots of resources, a college essay editing service, and different coaching programs to help you level up your application to your top schools. So today we're talking about classes. Let's get into it. To help boost your college applications, you should be taking advanced coursework when you're in high school. Now, these can range from honors classes to AP classes to the IB program to other options that you have at your school, or you may even choose to take classes outside of school, like at a local community college. The reason why it's important to take these classes is because it shows colleges that you can handle rigorous coursework, just like you're gonna have to do when you're actually in college. They wanna clearly see in your application that you have what it takes and you will be able to succeed if you were admitted to their school. Now, of course, it's important to create a healthy balance of challenging courses with less challenging courses because you definitely do not want to burn yourself out and overwhelm yourself before you even get to college. Don't burn yourself out right now. So take a good amount of challenging classes that are best for you. Okay, so let's talk about these challenging classes that you can take in high school. The first is AP classes. AP stands for Advanced Placement, and it is basically a college level course that you can take in high school. Not only does it really challenge you and help you develop new skills, but it can also help you knock out some of those college credits so you don't have to take as many classes when you're in college. A quick note on that, it really depends on the college itself and their policies, because for some, they will count it as college credit, for others, they just won't. But for most, it really matters about the score that you get on the AP test, and that score will determine whether or not you can knock it out for credit. So it's important to try your best and get a 4 or a 5 if possible. Another form of challenging classes you can take is the IB program. So if your age is 16 to 19, you would be in the IB Diploma Program, also known as DP. Now, this is only offered at certain schools, so if your school doesn't offer it, don't freak out, it's all right. But just to give some information on the DP program, it requires students to take 6 subjects, create an extended essay, participate in a theory of knowledge course, and engage in some service projects or activities. It's a great idea to take these classes if they're offered to you because in the college admissions process, a lot of schools actually really value academic rigor. If you literally analyze their common data sets, and yes, I have done this for a ton of schools, you will see that they rank academic rigor pretty high, especially at the most competitive universities. Okay, now how do you decide which ones to take, and especially how to be strategic for your college applications? First, you really want to focus on taking classes that actually suit your interests and your strengths, or you already tend to be skilled in those subjects, but it will also help you create a more cohesive college application. Cohesion in college applications is very important, especially for top-tier universities, because they're looking for students who have a sense of direction and they pursue things that they are actually engaged and passionate about. So it's especially favorable in your application when you're able to create connections between the classes you took, the skills you developed, and how that has prepared you for the major that you are applying for. You can even make those connections and share those experiences of how you develop certain skills through your college essays. So for example, if you want an engineering major, it's really good to take classes in the STEM field, like AP Calculus, AP Physics, things that are going to benefit you for that major, and also knock out some required classes if possible. You can actually go online and research for specific colleges that you are looking at, the major requirements for the major that you're applying for. And then figure out, okay, what would be the most smart way to approach this if I can take classes now in high school that will give me that knowledge, that baseline knowledge, so I'm not maybe struggling as much when I actually get to college. It will also show that you are really committed to that field of study and you are interested in learning more. And I promise you, intellectual vitality and curiosity are huge qualities that colleges especially look for. They really care that you are taking initiative to learn things inside and outside of the classroom. And this isn't just about like, oh, I want to learn as much as I can to look good on college apps. No, it's about you pursuing things that you are passionate about or interested in. Now, I do want to note here that it's not completely necessary for you to know what your major is or know what career you want to go to, because of course, that's like so much to ask of a 17, 16-year-old, you know? So colleges aren't necessarily looking to see that you have fully decided what you're going to do for the rest of your life. That's not how it works. Instead, they want to see that you are at least pursuing things that you are interested in. Right? So there's a difference between stuff that you are interested in versus stuff that you have decided you are going to do forever. Also, that's not even how the real world works. Like, people change what they do all of the time and have multiple interests, and that is normal. So I want you to understand that, and hopefully that can take some pressure off as well. Now, if you are thinking about taking a lot of AP classes, it is so important to create that balanced schedule. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend packing in 1 year of AP Physics, AP Calculus, AP Chem, AP Bio all at the same time, because those are all really challenging APs. And when I was in high school, I just knew that that wasn't feasible for me to do all at the same time. So instead, I recommend having a strategy when you go into it and think, okay, let's figure out the amount of time that I can spend based on all the other things that I'm doing. And what I personally did was decide, okay, I'm gonna balance my more challenging AP classes with my less challenging AP classes. So for example, challenging classes may be like AP Calculus, AP Stats, etc. And less challenging APs might be AP English Language or AP Environmental Science. But then again, what's considered challenging or not challenging really depends on you and what your strengths and weaknesses are. And not only that, but how those classes are actually taught in your high school. Because I know that at other high schools, it's a very different situation. At my high school, everybody knew, it was common knowledge that AP Environmental Science was an easy class based on the teacher and the curriculum at my school. But whatever it is for your school, you're gonna have to figure out by talking to other students. I also really recommend talking to your guidance counselor, your academic counselor, whoever's there at your high school who you can discuss your plan with and make sure that you are taking all the necessary requirements to be prepared for college. To be successful in these classes, I really recommend you hone your study habits. What I did is figure out a system for studying that works for me based on every class that I took. So my study system for AP Calculus looked very different than my study system did for AP US History. For AP Calculus, I went through practice exams, did it all, and then really went through every single question I got wrong and figured out why it was wrong and created a whole set of notes that broke down and really drilled in my mind the concepts that I needed to know for those questions that I got wrong. So I was learning by writing down new notes and resolving the problem to get it correct. Whereas my study system for US history was completely different. I would go through the prep book and highlight important parts, but you can't just highlight things, because in psychology it's proven that that's not exactly the smartest thing to do, because it's not actually downloading it into your brain, even though you may think it is. So what to do to actually download that information into your brain is create questions and answers. So I would highlight a specific part of my prep book and then in the margins create a question and answer based on that information. So then I could quiz myself on that information. And I took those questions and answers and created a Quizlet set. And I studied Quizlet all the time. When I was riding the train to school or just hanging out, I would practice those questions and answers on Quizlet. So I was constantly exercising that information. So figure out a study system that works best for you so that you will be able to succeed in these classes, because ultimately that is what colleges are looking for. They want to see that not only are you able to challenge yourself, but that you're able to succeed or overcome your challenges. All right, so I hope that gave you some new ideas about what classes you may want to take. Remember that it should be related to your interests, your major, but it's also all right if you're just taking the AP classes that are existing at your school, because I understand that all schools are different and they might not have all the APs that you might necessarily be looking for. But if you are challenging yourself to do that work, it sounds really good to colleges, and it can even help you knock out some college credit if you get some high scores on your AP tests. And of course, those service projects, if you do the IB program, are gonna really help level up your application as well, and could be even something that you might wanna talk about in your college essays. All right, that's it from me today. If you want some more resources or support or help, you can find all of the links down below in the description. And I will hopefully see you very soon in one of my next videos. Bye-bye.